What you blank man on pain?
Oh,
Oh my God.
This nigga.
Skittles.
This nigga. Really good, boys.
Man,
chilling, man.
um, you know, we're back, man. Another Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's good to see you, brothers, again. It's been one of those. It's been one of those kind of weeks. I'm gonna just keep it all the way a stack for you. So that's why, you know what I mean. I got me a little vodka and crayon in the cup. You
There
dig?
you go.
So, you
You
know,
never go wrong with vodka cranberry, bro.
never, never,
What kind
ever.
of what kind of vodka is it? Because it's like I swear there's like 80 million fucking vodkas out.
Oh,
Mm.
this is it's Tito's. It's Tito's. You know, so good choice. I haven't really. I mean, and it isn't even by design. Like not messing with the puffy juice. Like it's not really. You know what I mean? Because I still will. There's certain kinds of the puffy juice that I still like. So you know, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I'm
Well,
not gonna
I
totally
heard
turn my
Puff
back
isn't.
on it.
I heard Puff isn't in.
No, I
I
don't
was
think
about
he.
to
I
say,
don't even think he owns. I don't even think he owns that.
yeah, he doesn't work with them anymore.
Yeah.
And that was before all the allegations and stuff.
Yeah.
He said
Okay.
Jameson and Red Bull.
Jameson and Red Bull. Okay.
Dusty, what's good, girl?
What's the word, bro?
Dusty, you got a dope. The legendary Dusty Rhodes. Speaking of which, turnbuckle talk, baby, is something you want to get into.
Yeah,
We was
crazy because
just
his
talking
name
about
just came up. Yeah, but say his name just came up, right, Payne?
Oh,
yeah.
word. Okay. Okay.
Who, Dusty?
Yeah.
The American dream, baby. The American dream, man. You dig? So,
But you know what? What you know what that does bring up a little bit though. Not that we're gonna dive too much into it, but could you work for somebody? Like, let's say you're a master at your industry, like you're really good at what you do, right?
yep.
And but your spot where you guys are working is closing down, right? You're in a niche market. You guys are cooks, excellent cooks, so you guys can relate to this a little bit, right? You guys are masters of what you do. There's somebody who you don't fuck with, but they got the best situation going. Can you go work for them knowing they don't fuck with you? And they gotta
No.
put you through the ringer a little bit.
Wait. What do you mean? Could I go work with them knowing that they don't fuck with me? Like, I mean, if you need the job and it's a job that you want, I don't have a problem with going over there to work.
See,
So
that's
I mean, especially if it's a job that I want and the money's right.
Yeah.
I can be in a space with a person. That's I can be in a space with a person that I don't really care for.
I think
It ain't like I got to consult with him all day long or anything like that.
I think that's tough going into it. If I know going into it, that could be a little bit tough because if they don't fuck with me, right, that could play a part in if I'm even gonna get the job or not. I'm just saying, hypothetically, it may or may not. If that, depending on what position of power that person is in, to determine, like, man, you know what I mean? Like, can he yay or nay me coming to the job? And like, is that
no.
gonna be a thing?
This cat, like, yo, you want to come over? Come over, right? Our standard uniform is black aprons. You're gonna wear the yellow one, right? And you're gonna wear the smiley face hat. You see what I'm saying? That's what. But you know, you want to come over? Come over.
Yeah, nah.
And we paying you great. We give you the exposure. We're in the
Well,
best.
that's not the job that I was looking to have. You know, that's not what we. You know, if you we talk, you got me looking like a clown out here. No,
They don't
we
fuck
talk
with
about some
you.
other
They
shit.
don't fuck with you. What do you mean? That's the point. They don't fuck with you, so they're
Nah,
gonna
nah.
do all kind of shit to freaking make you wanna. Nah, I mean, again,
But
all money. I think we've learned this before, fellas. All money ain't good money, and there's some things that a dollar bill can't put a price on in terms of your morals or anything like that. Like,
yo, yeah, Dusty said
Damn,
no.
that's crazy.
He had it happen when he was working at Elephant Castle downtown Boston. Almost threw him in the in the fryer. Then got cool. He needed me, but I was straight.
So do you need it to be in a place of higher ranking then, if that's the case, to work with someone like that?
nah. But I mean, like, if someone doesn't fuck with me and they like Chuck said, yo, we wear black aprons over here, but yo, by the way, you're gonna wear the yellow one. You know what I'm
But,
saying? Like
but
little
see,
shit
that's
like that
but
was
that's when you
so
add in all the other stuff. I thought we were, we were just going to be at the same job. It was never any talk of hierarchy or anything like that. Now, if
This
he's
nigga,
higher
this
than
nigga's the
me,
owner. This nigga's the owner. Like,
again,
it's
they don't
his shit.
fuck with you.
well, if it's the owner, no, I can't do it. I mean, if it's the owner, I mean, now if you put more context to it, no, I can't really do it.
Well, see,
But
now you see what me and Payne was talking about. This is
Mhm.
exactly what we were talking
This is what Vince
You
did to
know,
Dusty Rhodes.
about. Right.
Huh?
This is what Vince did to Dusty Rhodes. He made him a walking, talking minstrel
he,
show.
he made him a
Oh, got
skittle.
you. Oh yeah, with the song The American. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
The polka
He changed
dots
up who
Free
he was fully.
Sapphire and like
Yeah.
you don't do that to people, and that's what people with money think that they can do to people. If they think people need money bad enough that they can humiliate them, and they will until you've had enough, and that's what
Yeah.
happened.
Well, I don't know the whole situation with Dusty over there, but he's done it for a while. Well, he did it for a while.
He was doing it to his kids.
Yeah. So my whole thing is they must have really needed the fucking money, or they just fucking loved what they were doing.
Well, I think the thing about it, why I said this earlier is when you're a specialist in a niche market, there's only so many places you can go, right?
For sure. For sure.
And so for them in that industry, where are you gonna go?
Right.
Yeah, there was only two
Oh yeah.
different wrestling spots for him at that time.
Yeah.
Dusty
So
didn't
you're
have a
not gonna.
he didn't have a chance in that situation. He didn't
No.
have a chance.
I
He
mean,
didn't
he
have a
could have
chance.
stayed. He could have stayed on the Titanic and went down with the ship. But
Excuse me.
I mean,
Could have.
at the time, it's just like, nah, this ship is sinking. I need the money. I got a family to think
Of
about.
course.
I'm gonna
Because
have
what
to
we would all say, yo, put your pride to the side and go get that paycheck. We would all say that. I'm
For
sure
sure.
the
Mhm.
lady at home was saying the same thing. You're not gonna go be a mechanic all of a sudden. You've been doing this wrestling thing for 20 years.
Right.
Continue to do that. Someone's offering you a job. Yeah, they're gonna make you wear a yellow apron, but
Mm.
we got bills to pay.
Right. Dusty was wearing black and yellow polka dots, like dancing around. He had a black girlfriend. Like it was crazy.
right.
But he did.
But
Oh,
it's
man.
an illustration of how even in today's society, we're talking about something fun with that example, right? But a lot of times in real life, especially people that look like us, owner may not fuck with us, right?
Mhm.
The CEO, the big boss, the executive director in the corner office, they may not fuck with us.
Right.
Are we willing to sacrifice our livelihood to stand on business, to stand on principle?
I mean, a lot of people do that today. I mean, a lot of people do that
You
today.
think a lot of
I
us are
mean,
willing to do that?
it all depends. It all depends on how much they really want that job, and maybe even the money. Maybe. I mean, shit. I know, a guy that works under me don't fuck with me. We got the same baby mom, so I know he don't fuck with me. But he work under me. But I'm a good, you know, supervisor, so yeah, you don't have them problems.
Yeah. See,
You know,
you don't bring your personal
everybody.
business into work though. Like Vince took out his personal vendettas on his employees.
Right.
Like and to this day, and I've said it on episodes of Turnbuckle Talk. Y'all go like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube. I said it on a couple episodes. I still blame him for the death of Owen Hart because he took out a personal vendetta. Owen Hart didn't want to do a gimmick he wanted to do, so he clowned him, made him do that Blue Blazer character. And if he didn't have to do that character, he would have never did that stunt that killed him.
Mm,
That was awful. Yeah, that was awful.
yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, it goes back to doing something you love. What kind of partnership you have with the person, what kind of relationship you have with the person. I mean, it all plays out into that, right? And that's kind of like what we're talking about tonight. You know what I'm saying? About
Mhm.
love and partnerships and relationships of all different, walks in particular, right? Because this was something totally different. But what we'll be discussing is those relationships and partnerships as we're in our prime, right? Everybody's in their prime, right? You feel like, you know what I mean? You feel like a young Mike Tyson or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
Yeah.
about that. I think we'll talk about that some more at the top of the show. But the word prime is a little interesting in this conversation. In this context,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So we'll
Yeah.
talk about that. And
Yeah.
matter of fact, and listen, I don't want to freestyle. Can we just start now, Payne? Can we just let's go, man?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Oh, so
Hey yo, don't that white, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic, yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo.
mm, I was just looking at this picture of Malcolm and Muhammad over here. I was just wondering, how did Malcolm feel working, under Muhammad? But it is what it is.
Wait, hold. Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali.
No.
So what Malcolm and
Don't forget
Muhammad
it.
talking about?
Don't worry about it. I'm just sitting here babbling.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting here babbling over there.
Okay.
What's in the cup, bro? What's in the cup? What's in the cup?
Inside my Spark Block cup, I just have some Tennessee honey. Just some regular Jack Daniels. I gotta get rid of this bottle.
I'm like Tennessee honey. I'm like, that's there.
Now,
Yeah.
Now, to your point, you were saying Muhammad and Malcolm X, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm had a falling out, and
Well, I know that.
Elijah,
I know, but y'all.
you know what I mean?
I know.
Blackball Malcolm to an extent, so that relationship could apply to that.
Well, it's because the story has it.
Those are higher.
Elijah was in the prime. He was in his prime years and looking for some young tenders. You know what I mean? To help. So his loins. You know what I'm saying?
Some prime cut choice.
Some prime. I knew you would add on to it. Nah, but seriously though, like, and that's crazy because that was someone that, I mean, he loved him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that kind of messed up, that relationship, that partnership. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was something there. Like when someone you idolize does something that like sways you, you're like, yo, like, man, can I really get past that? Can I move past that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I mean, that's where we're going tonight, just talking about that. And so when we say prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
In essence, we're talking about like your prime years. So obviously, we're not talking about your teens, your 20s. We're talking about like the 30 to 50 kind of range in terms of what will be considered to be your prime years, right?
Oh,
Mike,
well, based on the situation, because we talking about my prime athletic years, then it's different. It's my younger years, so that's why I was waiting for the definition of what this, our prime this time was, because it's gonna move back and forth based on what the subjects are.
no, absolutely, no. That's a great it's a great response. But again, like I said, in relationship terms, we're talking about your 30 to 50 mark, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Where you're a little more seasoned. You've kind of been around, been through different things. Some people get married in those time frames. Some people are still looking for love. You know what I'm saying? In that perspective. So yeah, it's a bunch of it. That we're gonna get into, man. So I mean, let's just kick it off. You know what I mean?
So before you jump into any questions or thoughts on that, let me what immediately jumps to mind in this type of discussion, and again, I'm focusing on the word prime, right?
Yep.
And it alludes to a little bit of what Little was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So men we've talked about this, I believe, either off camera or in a different discussion, but
Yep.
our financial prime is right now, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
You
Yep.
should be the best version of yourself mid 40s. Is really where you should be the best version of yourself financially, right?
Mhm.
This is the best version of a husband you are going to be. Why does that matter right now, Chuck? Because your primary function as a husband is to support the household,
Yep.
right? And so this is where you should be at your best. Do women value that? We'll talk about this a little bit more. Do women value you being in your financial prime in mid 40s and that version of you versus the version of you that might be 28, right? Where everything was optimism. And oh, by the way, you knocking her down twice a night, 6 nights a week, right? Physically, you different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So which prime version matters more in that journey of love?
Hmm.
It's,
I like
Hmm.
where you- I like where
You're not
with that.
going to sleep at 9:30 when you're 28, right?
Right.
Right
Right.
now, 45, you got me fucked up. What time is it?
right.
Yeah, man.
You don't know
Listen,
where? We do
I
this
was
shit
asleep at
tomorrow
9:30 yesterday.
morning. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
man.
yeah, like it's so when we have the discussion, let's think a little bit more about not just what we define as our prime, but what our partner might define as our prime.
She just screamed, so I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, man. You know, too. You know what I mean, baby. I'm getting prepared, man, for when my brother Capo when he gets the jet and he's like, Chef, listen, I'm coming to Boston for a little bit. I need you to fly down, chef up something for me and the wife. Capo, I got you. Let's
coming.
do it.
It's
I'll meet
coming.
you
You
at
already
Yeah.
know. You already know.
Logan.
And
My man, D. Carr.
speaking of primes, right? The past two gentlemen that just checked in, Toot Whalen and D Cox, both in their prime, doing big things. You know what I mean? Like as far as Toot Whalen, you know, he's coming into his own. You know, what's Toot like? Late mid 30s, something like
Yeah,
that.
somewhere in the middle. Yeah,
I
yeah.
might be pushing it too. Don't kill me if I'm rounding up. You know what I mean? But you know, he's doing. He's got his career direction. He knows what he wants to do now, right? D Cox physically in his prime was probably high school and college, most athletic point guard you ever meet.
Oh,
but
my
now,
goodness.
like when you see him online, great father, great husband. He's changed his health around. You know what I mean? So it's like
Definitely, yeah. He's down 15 pounds. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
inspires you to try to do something else, right? So
Yep.
I think this older prime it's funny because the prime's reverse, right? This older prime, women physically are at their sexual peaks around the age that we're at now, between like 35 and 45, right? Or 35 and 40,
Mhm.
something like that. And we're in our sexual peaks younger. So the older women appreciate our physical prime, but the younger women appreciate our emotional, mental, and financial prime. You know what I mean?
Well said.
So whereas
Mhm.
I think the latter prime, the emotional, physical, and mental prime, is appreciated more all around because even when women get older, even if you can't keep up the physical, that other stuff is more important to them: the protection, the providing, the leading the household. That's just my thought on it.
Mm.
No, that's that. No, yeah. Actually, no, you're spot on, brother. No, that's definitely good stuff, man. I mean, but what? So going to that, right? What do you think matters more than two women? You saying? So you're saying the older version of you matters more, even though you're not knocking them down 2 times or 6 days a week, as opposed to when you were 28. Now, at 45, it might be it might not be that much. You know what I mean? Like, how do you balance that out? And what's the compensation for that, if any? You know what I'm saying? Because
you know what it is? You know what it is, Chef? It's about what woman you're looking for.
Right.
That's where it matters. That's how you can figure it out rather quickly, right? If you're looking for a young tender, right? You know she's gonna value you at 45 because all you gotta do is break off some bread every now and again, take her to get her nails done, take her shopping, she's normally pretty happy with that. You see what I'm saying? Let her put on a dress every weekend, go somewhere. That's for the girls who's 27, 28, right?
Yeah.
Maybe early 30s, you get away with that, right?
Yep.
If your target lady is a little bit more seasoned in that late 30s, early 40 range, you know, you gotta bring your lunch back.
You better have your shit together.
Yeah.
You can't half-ass step into an older woman that actually let's not get it twisted. No, men and women, some never get their shit together no matter what age they are. But for the most part, if you step into an older woman, and this is for you younger dudes that like cougars, you better have your shit ready. Same thing with matter of fact, guys our age too. You better have your shit together when you step to an older
I was gonna say any woman past mid-30s, upper 30s, right?
Yeah.
Bring your resume, have a nice cover letter. You know what I mean? Come dressed in a suit.
Church.
Be ready to rock and roll.
Church.
Because there's a thinner margin of error. Because guess what? They're used to paying their own bills. You see what I'm saying? They're used to getting around. They're used to doing what they got to do to make ends meet. They probably don't need you for that at this point.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Then correction.
What do you think? What do you think in that stage they need you for more than then?
I think for now, again, and the number of women who still value this is smaller than ever been before. But the women who at that point are still looking, they still respect the man-woman relationship. They want the companionship.
The man leading.
For that man to lead. This again, that number is super small now. Because now I don't need no man. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But the ones who are looking, they still value that. They recognize they're missing that. But again, your resume better say, I can provide that. They're not going to give you a year to figure that out.
Right.
I don't think the number is as small as we might think. I just think it's been the message has been kind of fucked up. You know that game Telephone? Mm-hmm. Like by the time you get to like the person, it's a whole different story. So I think information that they've been given on what a man that is leading should look like, it's been misconstrued. I think they want to be led, but they don't have exactly what that means. It's all open to interpretation now. Whereas, like you said before, Chuck, with certain things, it's like it is written. You know what I mean? Like, why are we calling audibles at the line? This is what it's supposed to be. Right. Now it's been like, okay, now we're adding this, and that. We're taking this out because this doesn't work for me here and this doesn't work for me there. I mean, yes, don't settle for stuff that doesn't work for you, but don't remix to be remixing is like my favorite saying. But no need to remix just to remix. You know what I mean?
Word up. So I mean, so let's switch a little bit. What do you guys think is more important then, and in an older state? Then is it more of the physical aspect of things, or is it for as you get older you become a little more vulnerable? Does that matter? How much does that matter?
I wouldn't say vulnerable, but just a little bit more understanding.
Okay.
I won't say vulnerable. No.
No, I'm saying. I'm saying. How much does it matter? How much does the vulnerability part matter in this case, as opposed to the physical? Are they? So again, like if you're not knocking them down, right, all the time, but you provide a little more emotional state, does that matter? Can that make up for
it? Go ahead, Payne. Because go ahead, Payne. Because I'm
open forum, please. Come on, guys.
I think it depends on the individual, because I've actually, and I'm speaking from experience, I'm not a sex crazed person, right? So I've actually had some relationships end or have like troubles in the relationships because I don't crave it like that. Like, and I never have. Even in my prime when I was younger, sex drive me. You know what I mean? So a lot of women, some women try to use it to control guys, and when they figure out they can't control me with it, it drives them nuts. But then some women, it's just like, this is what I need, and you don't match that, so it's not gonna work, which I can understand. Okay, that's fine. Like, it might suck at first, but okay, that's fine. Whatever.
I listen. For me, these kind of conversations,
Dusty, that's a good one.
yeah, I was raised the same way, Dusty, so I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And it goes into my statement I'm about to make here. Like the term vulnerability doesn't play in my world, right? I don't
Well, well,
relate
you
to it.
gotta have some vulnerability. You have to.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I can't.
I mean, because without you showing your vulnerability, you wouldn't have the wife that you have. You had to show something, you know.
So let me. So my statement is that this term vulnerability doesn't equate in my world, right? I think the term that equates in my world, and the initial question was, what's the draw? Like,
Yeah,
what's the thing? And for me, the thing is, and I've said it a billion times on this show, just fucking be friends with the person you want to be with. Friendship, right? Just
yeah,
start there.
yeah,
Everything else becomes very, very easy if you guys are friends, right? And if the goal is
true.
to be best friends, then maybe you start to see some of what Little's trying to allude to, some of that vulnerability. Then
Yeah,
you start to see some of these other things, maybe sexually start to just fucking start with the friendship, right? Just because guess what? If you guys are friends and you reach best friends, all you ever want to see for that person is happiness. And it makes all of your decisions so much more easy.
That much easier. Yeah.
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 So,
It's,
so
it's, it's for people who get with somebody for every other reason that run into so many problems. Because you truly don't give a shit if that person's happy or not. You get with them just because she got D cups, which is a very good reason, by the way. But like you didn't give to her. And so when she's unhappy, you don't care. You just waiting for the
yeah.
next time to take her shirt off. Okay. And now you wonder why you're fighting every Tuesday or Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying even with her being your best friend and all that stuff, you're saying there's never moments of any vulnerability that you show,
I
or
don't
you're
deal with
saying you don't
vulnerability.
show it at all. You
I
said
don't
us.
deal with
Nah,
vulnerability.
nah. He just doesn't like the term vulnerability because it's. But no, yeah, he agrees, but no, he just doesn't want to hear the word vulnerability.
No, Charles Jones did not agree with that statement at all.
Listen. We're gonna block Charles Jones out right now, but yeah, he agrees.
No, I don't agree.
But
We
so
talking the same language.
I think
You
the
know,
definition of vulnerability is where it's getting confused. I think vulnerability encompasses empathy for your partner as well. Because you have to be somewhat vulnerable to be there for them. So you have to have some level of vulnerability. It may not be vulnerable like you're soft, but you can be empathetic and not be soft.
Absolutely, yes. So if it feels like just that word alone, couples like, nah, I'm not.
well,
I'm not
I
fucking
think
with
the word vulnerability, not that we have to stay on this because I don't think
you.
it
We
was really
don't.
the core of the question, but the term vulnerability means for you to be able to be widely open emotionally. Um, and, again, I grew up watching men behave a certain way, right? I grew up, and again, and I know enough about Little's pops to understand the same. Like certain men, their function within the household is to provide. That's their function within the household, right? I got this house, we're gonna take care of us. Kids gonna have a shirt on their back, et cetera, right? And that's dope because then you allow for the mother to be this emotional nurturing station. And if you do it right, it works. A lot of that's
Mm-hmm.
been blended lately. A lot of it's been changed, and I don't do well with these changes, right? So for me, I nurture that vulnerability. I don't need to be that. Sure, I listen, and my wife is my best friend. You guys know that I talk about it all the time. Of course, I'm empathetic. I don't think it has anything to do with my vulnerability. I think it's two different conversations.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Little.
No, I mean, he said what he said.
Yeah, you said
You
what
know,
he said. What
yeah,
he
he
said.
said what he said. I can't, that's it. That's his, you know. So it is what it is. you
So
know.
in prime years in relationships, right? How important is it? And it's funny that this comes up because we had a conversation about this kind of offline before where I probably got parents here by all of you guys about this.
Here comes some bullshit.
No. I'm saying like, but you guys were right. Like here's the thing. I'm okay with admitting if you guys are right about something. There's never a time where I'm like, I give you pushback when I'm like, nah, fuck y'all type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
know what? I don't have no glitter falling from the ceiling. I don't have nobody blowing whistles and nothing. This is the first time I heard him say we were right as a group.
He
that
didn't
is,
finish his statement. No,
I
I
didn't
want him to finish
Yeah,
before we
he's still going.
don't celebrate yet.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. But like, so the importance of the communication, the importance of being, I think the term capo and maybe Payne said it as well, as a sounding board,
Mhm.
right? In your partnership, in your relationship. Like,
Hmm.
what's the importance level of that? Like, how important is that part of it? Is that pretty much the main part of it, the communication piece, the sounding board? Is that the main piece or one of the main pieces in love and partnerships? Like, as we are in our those again, that block of those prime years, how important is that communication part to being a sounding board for your partners? And again, it could go. I know talking about the ladies.
Communication might have to be the number one. Maybe it might have to be.
Yeah,
No communication, sooner or later, you should it's going to deteriorate because you're not talking, you're not teaching each other basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
yeah.
know,
You have to be a sounding board for each other. It can't go one way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Out, outside of the D cups, I think one of the things that drew me to my wife was in the very beginning. It was
Something wrong with you, dog.
we wasn't like we were just friends, right? But we were sounding boards to each other, right?
Mm.
In whatever way that looked like. But here's the thing for men, ladies, if you don't take nothing else from this conversation tonight, take this away. She was the only woman in the history of women that I would talk to openly, and it was received in a way that was, boy, that's nice. I didn't feel
Yeah.
like a villain. I didn't feel like an asshole. I didn't feel like I talked too much. I didn't feel like I talked too little. I didn't feel like I swore too much. I just was able to be authentically communicative.
Jermaine, what's that? Vulnerable?
Every man
Well,
wants that. I
it sounds like
promise.
vulnerability to me, but cool.
No, it's definitely not vulnerability.
Okay. All right.
No, definitely not.
Pain.
Yeah, I think you have to, like I said earlier, you have to be each other's sounding boards.
You can't do this. That was another term. You can't do that. That's like that was another term. You can't do that.
Ooh,
I'm just saying.
That meant something else in the 80s, bro.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh,
You don't do that. No.
What? What's
Okay.
that?
yeah.
What that mean in the 80s? I don't know what that meant.
We're not gonna go there.
You don't remember that?
Yeah, you can't do that nowadays, bro. Knock it off, though.
Yeah. But nah, you have to be each other's sounding
Boys, don't give a
board.
fuck about that shit. Dog.
It's like it's a job requirement to be in a relationship. You have to be each other's sounding boards. If you're not doing your job as the other person's partner. You should.
Right.
You're making them feel not valued, like their opinion doesn't matter, their feelings don't matter, and it sucks for either to do that to the other.
But hold on, Payne. Let me say this real quick. Sorry, Lou.
No, you're good. You're good.
Here's the thing. And ladies also add this. Fellas, understand this. Just because she's available to you as a sounding board, as a man, don't go to the well every day.
Too much.
Why?
Yeah. Because then you become a whiner. You don't need two girls at the house.
100%. Just because it's available, don't mean that every day you complaining and I just need a sounding board. Get the fuck out of here, man. Your part of your core function is still to be the man of the house.
Yeah.
And being the man of the house is being stable enough in your own emotions to be her full sounding board. That's your function.
Right.
Keep that in mind, man. And a lot of you dudes today want balance and equal treatment. Get the fuck out of here, man.
No, I mean, that's what you got your fellas for. Like, if that's the case, if you want to have someone to have those, to you know what I mean, ping those conversations off with, you go to the fellas and you have those conversations with. Yeah, your lady is not supposed to be
Some of those, yeah.
the target on everything. Yeah, the target on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how many in-depth conversations do you have with your partner per week? It is big. Also, I think there needs to be a lot of conversation just about life, love, and just the future. I don't think that gets like. Is there a certain amount that you have to have?
I don't feel like you should force something like that. It should just come up naturally. So you shouldn't have
Right.
okay, Friday nights is our night to talk about our feelings. Like, nah, it should just come up naturally. If it doesn't come up, then you know what I mean. It doesn't come up. But because
Yeah,
y'all know,
but a lot of people, a lot of people, it never comes up because they're always doing stuff. They're always, like just having like real important relationship talk on conversations. Like a lot of my past relationships, I didn't just, weekend or even, basically the only time we probably really talked about relationships is if I got into an argument. Other than that,
if you're doing too
big
much
up.
shit that you can't have discussions with your partner, then your priorities are fucked up, and you gotta drop some shit.
Yeah, and I will say, like D Cox mentioned, my older self does make my younger self look real wild right
I
now.
agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that. 100%.
My younger self, I can care less.
Yeah, fact. I agree with you. I agree with
You
you.
got to ask, hey, I'm there. We cool.
Yeah.
But I think that was everyone's younger prime years when you weren't looking at life the same, right? So of course that's what it was on Friday nights. I mean, I've heard legendary stories about, you know what I mean? What's y'all spot y'all had over
Oh shit!
long,
Oh, man.
long time ago.
He's in the back cave.
You know what I mean? I heard legendary stories about what went on over there. You know what I mean? Like, but we was in two different worlds at that time. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think you all looked at life differently in those times right now. Now it's careers, it's support. Like, so speaking of careers, how important, like, is it for you to have conversations about like career moves for one another and having that support? You know what I'm saying? Like, if your lady, comes to you, yo, I want to go back to school for this, that, and the third at a time when you just took a new position at the job. How do you find that balance in that to be able to, because as Chuck tells us all the time on this show offline, is your number one thing is to make your lady happy. So how is it do you make that sacrifice in that time, especially when you were with someone
Well,
who,
it starts with a conversation.
right?
Well, it's easy. It's easy because, and it's interesting. We had a situation in my own household. We'll dive into a little bit. And I think one of the words there that's interesting, Chef, is balance. You guys know I don't give a fuck about balance.
You hate it.
Right?
Yeah, you hate it. Yep.
We had a case in my household where my lady was like, "Yo, this job, they got me fucked up, and they a Tuesday away from me going to airing everybody out." Right?
Word.
I said, "Babe, leave the Roxbury at home. Let's just talk it through." Right? We went to the cigar lounge. We talked it out, and one of the things was she's like, "Yo, this place emotionally they're draining me. Like I'm over this shit." Right? I said to her, "Listen, this is where I don't care about balance. I just care about my function as being her husband, and not only that,
Mhm.
best friend." I said, "Listen, man, you can quit that job tomorrow. I got it. Whatever you want to do with the house, we're good here. You go
Mhm.
if you want to." You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And in that moment, she was quickly reminded. First off, I got a real nigga right here, right? One who values my emotional stability over anything else. Secondly, she quickly realized everything. Here's what we talk about our prime. See what I'm about to do here?
Mm-hmm.
Everything this nigga said he was going to do, he has now put himself in a position to do.
Yep.
Right? I am in my prime, and I value that, right? Because whatever my wife says, yo, do we have money too? Yes. Whatever you want to do is do it. Right? Within reason, because nigga. This chick is spending. But I got you. You see what I'm saying?
Word
That
up,
Mhm.
word
matters.
up.
It matters that you are in your prime,
Yeah.
and it matters that your lady believes in you, that you are in your prime and
Yeah.
can handle things so that she doesn't have to wear that additional weight when times are
Uh-huh.
hard or emotional. That's
Sure.
your function.
Yo, and see that right there is key because I've been in situations where I felt like I wasn't believed in. You know what I mean? And I knew I was in my prime. You know what I mean? I was doing all
Yeah.
these things. But when you don't feel like you're believed in,
Mm-hmm.
it goes against your better judgment to fall back from doing that stuff, but you kind of do it like without noticing, and then you're like, damn, I'm slacking. Hold up.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling like this, then something ain't right. You know what I mean? So you gotta realize that stuff and be self-aware or
Yeah.
emotionally intelligent enough to be like, all right, something ain't right. This ain't gonna work, or this ain't the person for me.
Yeah. And also key there, you have to evaluate what kind of lady you with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Don't be with a leech. Here's what easily could have happened. Yo, you don't have to work because I got it. A leech ass chick would have quit the job, sat on the couch like Peggy Bundy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm.
And not assisted with developing the dream.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I got it, but a lot of shit comes off the list all of a sudden. These trips to California, yeah, no, we going down the street now, right? We you know, them bags, forget about it. You better find one in Marshalls because now our lifestyle changes, right? I still got
Yeah.
you, but
Mhm.
unless you're willing to still support the dream that I built for us,
Right.
you know, so fellas, it's still incumbent on you to make sure you find a lady who's deserved of the actions that you're trying to put forward.
Right.
Mhm.
And Fabian said now
Definitely.
people are like, you are always so calm. She said, I say, because I don't have to work. I don't have to work here. Y'all not stressing me. Those words meant so much when you said them. So
Church.
Yeah.
Church.
and
That's a
just that,
fact.
and just that, like that confidence and that belief in you and knowing who you are and what you say you mean made her. One, it makes you feel good because you know she trusts you. Two, it makes her feel better because now she knows, like, all right, I don't have to stress. Like, I'm here because I want to be. I don't
And she knows someone has her back.
right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But it all starts with you. See, fellas, what the issue is nowadays with these cats is everybody talks about how much of a man they are. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
this, I'm this. I don't gotta talk no more about it.
Mhm.
I don't gotta say a motherfucking word. Because guess who does all the talking? My lady does all the talking. See what I'm saying? I don't
Church.
gotta prove it to niggas no more. I do this for real. Right? And my actions have supported that. My resume is thick.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we all have to get to a point where we just ain't talking about it no more. Your resume displays that.
Mhm.
That's the goal.
Yep. No, that's a fact. That's man, great stuff. Like, okay, so let's switch a little bit to, you know, as we get older, and we're not as vibrant. How is it? What's the importance of like the health and the well-being during these times, right? During these prime years, these prime times, and having someone who is holding you accountable to say, yo, man, let's you know, let's make sure we're a little more physically fit. Let's do something together. Let's go for a walk. Let's go to the gym. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's make sure we're at our best peak so that you can revisit those young years when you were 20 something and knocking it down, you know what I mean? Like, you know, a couple of times a night. What's the importance of the physical aspect for both of you guys, right? As we get older, you know, again, there are with so many recent deaths going on, a lot of them health related, a lot of heart attacks, a lot of, you know, it's cancer, all that type of stuff. What's the level of importance of that aspect of the relationship, and where do you place it in terms of the totem pole of importance of things with your partner?
I mean,
Mm.
health is wealth, man. And if you really care about your partner, you will make their health as well as your own a priority, right? I once had a discussion. I forget who I was talking to, but the people were like, "What's your pet? One of your pet peeves?" And I said cigarette smoking because I'll be damned if I'm gonna bury my wife before me.
Right.
I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't take care of yourself, how are you gonna take care of me? You know what I mean?
Shit.
And like, not that you need to take care of me, but if God forbid something happens to me, I want to know that you'll have my back or my best interest
Yeah.
because I have yours at hand. I know that automatic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's difficult about this, Payne? Sparring Minds listeners, you guys go get some water. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. You guys take off. So here's an interesting thing about this, and it's twofold, but it comes back to what you were just saying. My grandmother grew up in a time where life success means get everything you can, buy everything you can, because that's your symbol of success. It's interesting when you see that as a child growing up, because you equate success and happiness to things.
Right.
Follow me.
Yep.
I grew up, I'm a historian by nature, just by fun. And in Romans, they were gluttonous for food and jewels, right? So much so that all those Roman kings, they was all fat. They had all these things. They were eating choice this, but it's a symbol of when you that nigga, it's because you got access to everything, right? Let me tie it to what we're talking about. For me, 2020, mid 2023, type 2 diabetes started becoming a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? I'm the boy wonder, right? We don't. I just lost 2 uncles to type 2 diabetes, right? So some of that stuff becomes real life real quick.
Yeah.
Right? And so what have I always said to you boys? I'm a broken record. My wife is my best friend. I don't do her any favors by leaving her here alone with you niggas. Right? So I gotta stick around. I gotta figure this out so I can be here longer for her in that journey. Now, we're gonna discount all the fucking 0 calories and all the Christ. We're not gonna think about none of that
Rice
shit.
cake.
House, the rice cakes, little you know well. The rice cakes. Come on, man. I'm gonna discount all that shit, right? But I will say that in that conversation about this type 2 diabetes, and in this conversation about her, who she's always kind of talking about fitness and eating better, and this vegetable has this many calories. Shut up. No, it doesn't. All of that is a microcosm of me trying to break a cycle of, I'm him. I can afford to have a steak whenever I want to. Versus, hold on, dog. Like, let's value the health choices a little bit better.
Yep.
And you can move a little bit differently. To now, I'm at the point where, a couple of pounds are gone and feel better. And now, I'm not back at the 28, but I'm mid 30s. What I can do now with, with some other things, right? And so all of that is a tie to mentally how we look at our health versus now as we get to these mid 40s, trying to come up on 50s like little. Where is the long-term value? Also think about the fact that we grew up seeing a lot of our heroes die young, and we didn't think nothing about it. Part of it was just, niggas die young, right? In my real life, my pops died before 60. My uncle died before 60. Okay. Some things I have locked into my head. It's my lot in life, right? And so we have to change. It's a mindset change of a conversation as well when we're talking about health as well.
Little.
Nah, health is wealth, man. Health is wealth. Had a few scares last year to the point where it was like, nah, I definitely need to make, some changes. I mean, man, you was there at one of them. So, you know,
Oof. Yeah, that was tough.
so
That was tough.
yeah, so it's, you know, just being smart about, you know, what I'm doing with myself. You know, I want to be around, want to make sure that she's good. Like Chuck said, don't leave, don't want to leave, you know, her with you niggas. You know, no, no, no,
That's a fact.
no
Yo,
disrespect, but you know, like
hold on.
I gotta make sure that I'm doing my job
Yeah,
Right.
Yo,
and make sure that she's good.
yeah.
y'all are supposed to trust that your boys will have your wife's back if something
Nah.
happens to you.
Not
Not,
that,
You kidding me? Like,
not that we're gonna replace you, but that we will
like,
make
are
sure
you,
you're good.
Nah.
what was my man? What was my man Sam Cooke and what was my man's name? Oh my
Oh,
God,
nigga.
Jesus, yo, Jesus Christ!
come on, man. Come on, man. Do we really
What,
go there and
what,
compare that, fellas? Like,
look,
what are
look,
we
look,
talking
look.
about, sir?
Yo, my man made a hit record after that.
You got me fucked up. I'm haunting your ass.
Oh, you talking about Bobby Womack?
Yeah, get
Yeah,
the fuck
nigga
out
came
of here.
Oh,
came to his homeboy's funeral with his clothes on.
With
Oh
his
man.
suit on, nigga, with his suit? You got me
yo,
fucked up, dog.
hey,
Nah.
yo.
That's
I'm coming off the casket, dog.
So I understand. Yeah, definitely. Nah, health is wealth, man. Health is wealth.
Word up.
Oh,
But
man.
being able to rely on your partner in that journey is
Yeah.
all the better. It's all the
No,
better.
absolutely.
you need
Because
that.
you don't want to be trying to magnify that, but your wife giving you a double layer Snickers. You know what I mean? Like it really got to have that support system. And I can say that mine, and I think y'all ladies as well.
No,
You know,
it's funny.
they really magnify that for us.
Riz sent me something. She sent me like this whole gym membership today, like kind of just surprisingly, because I kind of the other day I was like, yo, let's go for a walk. You know what I mean? But she had the grandbabies, and like today she sent me something about a whole membership package to a gym somewhere. So I was like, oh man, okay, this is really dope. This will be a great thing for us to do together. That can be our bonding time, which kind of brings me to my next topic of like in these prime years with life happening, with children, with all that stuff, the importance of finding time, right? Quality time to spend together. I mean, you know, we got a bunch of podcasts, there's a bunch of things that we're doing. I mean, Sammy, we go and coach on Sundays, then we go to a podcast. So, what is the importance of I'm going to use a word that Chuck hates, the balance of spending of quality time with your partner in the midst of this? Because again, you can't totally do everything in terms of, you know, make the money and all this stuff and then like um not spend enough time. So how is it that balance that you find of spending quality time with your partners in, you know, notice this Sparring Minds listeners, we're gonna be using this word a lot this season. You know what I mean? Shout out to Coach Prime, but we're talking about our prime. So what is
You
it?
know, I struggle with that a little bit. Because there's so much that I involve myself in and whatnot. So I will be, you know, the first to say, I struggle with that. But I got a good one at my side. You know, she makes sure there's something going on to the point where I start complaining, yo, there's something going on every fucking week. Listen, let's stay home. Let's relax. Let's stop. Let's save some money. For something else. You ain't gotta go out every weekend, but at the same time, I gotta understand that because I'm gone, I'm doing so many other different things that I gotta make time. Shit, we just had this whole conversation this morning. Like she was like, "Yo, what are you doing the 4th to the 6th of April?" I said, first of all, the 4th I work and I have a podcast. The 5th I work. The 6th I have a basketball league that I'm in all day long. And I'm just like, I see what you're doing here because my birthday comes up around that time.
Yes, sir.
That's the
Yes,
big 55, right?
Who? The who?
65?
It's around there.
All right, nigga. See, that's what.
Don't be like that, Sam. Don't be like that.
Yo,
I'm
straight
sorry,
Kodak Black sniper gang over here. Dog.
but yeah. Nah, I'll be 49. Shit.
Hey,
But Yeah, but it's like, I see what you're doing here. I get it. Yeah, all right, cool. So, I do have to be better at, taking time off from some of the things that I normally do, to kind of make time, for things that she wants to do
Yeah.
and stuff like that, even if it's for me.
Yeah, definitely. It's super important. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
definitely. I got cooking classes 3 days out the week in addition to working and coaching on Sundays and so yeah, like any moment I can get that I have of free time, I don't try to add more things onto my schedule, you know what I mean, with so much going on to make that, you know what I'm saying, like to make it more difficult for us to spend any kind of quality time together. So it's super important. Capo Payne.
Go ahead, Payne.
Well, y'all know when I first joined the podcast, Chuck used to yell at me all the time about working too damn much, and I was in a
Hmm.
relationship at some point later on when I joined. And the crazy thing about it was when I wasn't even working as much as I was before I bought my house. Before I bought my house, I was working 3
Yeah,
jobs,
that's great.
right? So
That's
and I was
insane.
in a relationship at that time, and it suffered because of it. And then once Chuck said that, I had to sit back and really evaluate it. Like, okay, I need to prioritize my relationship and not work as much, and try to figure out how I can do some overtime and make sure I'm using this quality time.
Hmm.
So quality time and, like you said, the balance thing is very important. But your relationship is probably not even probably your relationship matters more than like a regular, like if it's your career. I understand some people will put that before everything. If that, to each his own, but your partner should matter to you more. So do with that
Hmm.
what you will.
Yeah.
I I guess I'm lucky in a way where I've curated my life very specifically um to where I can focus the majority of my attention on my wife, right? So um you guys get up and you guys go to the office 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday. You, of course, we got bills to pay, you got things to do. Um, I was fortunate enough, God blessed me enough to where I work from home, right? And my wife works from home 3 of the 5 days a week. We see each other a lot,
Word.
right?
Word
Um, at night, we have dinner. We're talking about dinner all day long. We're talking about plans for the evening all day long. We have jokes and stories and things we share all day long.
Yeah, because I was about to say that sounds big backish. Talk about food all day longest.
A little big baggage for a type two diabetic. A little bit. A little
Or
bit.
my listeners, we
What are you
appreciate
eating right
you.
now? Is that are you supposed to be eating that right now?
Smidget. Just a
Hey,
shit.
baby, could you go get me a side of broccoli, please?
Where you going?
Get you some broccoli.
Get you some broccoli,
She got
champ.
me fucked up.
What you mean?
You curate your time around love. That's all I'm ever going to say, right? You guys know, I we're shooting movies, we're writing scripts, I'm in what 3 podcasts. There's a lot going on, but I make the things that are important to me. They happen, right? I play my video games. You guys know I play my video games. You're gonna
Yep.
find me, and
Yeah, I see you log on every morning.
I make time for the shit that I like, right? Me and my wife. But fellas, here's some shit too. Listen, we all sit here and we're like, yeah, so I do this, I do this. Yeah, sometimes your lady go do some shit like this. Oh, I just saw that this bar is opening up down the street. Now, what do we do? Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I was talking to Sammy about, and I think I don't even think they have a dress code. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. So I was just kind of wondering because I get off of work early Friday. Now I'm thinking about what the fuck going on over here, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, everybody texting me, we playing division tonight. Yeah, we gotta play. Don't worry about it. And so Hey, I just took out a shirt for you. So yeah, I'm gonna use this AK-47 because she's in the room ironing and shit. I walk in there. What the fuck going on here? I told you about the bar. What bar? We going to the bar tonight. What
It happens to me every fucking week.
Sometimes your lady ain't gonna wait for you to make the call, right?
Yeah.
She
Every week. She's yelling upstairs right now. Every week.
Y'all going somewhere right after we get off air.
Yeah, straight
Yo,
up.
we gonna go in tomorrow.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
My God, damn.
Yeah, because that's what they do, right? And then mine just before the show started, Top Golf just opened up. What are you talking about? Oh, well, I just made it. All of a sudden, I see in her phone, confirmed. What the fuck are you talking about? We're going to have a discussion about it, or?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Nope.
So, okay, sometimes your lady going to let you know when that clock is up, too, right? Your lady going to let you know, hey, man, we got to get outside. Man.
And then we so dumb because we were yesing her the whole time she was talking about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
and just set ourselves up.
Hey, but see, Sam doing all that yelling and shit like that. But the goal of everything that we're talking about is that right there. You make me happy.
Thank you. Hey,
listen.
Hey, listen. Listen.
Can I say that?
Yes.
we can't get out of here on a better note, fellas. Listen, man. This is a great discussion. I appreciate you, fellas. I appreciate, the good things that we talk about here, man. Is super dope. We're all in our prime. We're all, in our best versions of ourselves right now. Super dope conversation. HT, we miss you. We hope everything is going on well with the Femme Frequency group podcast.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and brother Little, it's that time. You want to get us up out of here with a mirror time?
Yeah, I called on a few people, this year, this season here, I'm calling on a few people to kind of give me some mirror times of their own. So anyone that wants to, send in the mirror time inboxes, and I'll see if I can make that happen for you. If it's all right. If it's some bullshit, I'll go with my own shit. But anyway, so today, huh?
Make sure you give them credit if you use this shit. Don't be plagiarizing.
Oh yeah.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
So this is the Dusty Rose upstairs. This is, today's mirror time. I cannot fuck with people who do not understand it's the principle of things. It's not what you did, it's how you did it. So, that was, today's mirror time, from Dusty Rhodes upstairs, who's yelling at me as we broadcast.
Hey, listen, that's your American dream, dog. You better go get to it. All right. You better go get to it.
I don't know about American Dream, but ISIS is around the corner. She keep fucking with me. I'm talking
Speaking of Dusty, shout out to Dusty Voyeurs being tuned in the whole show. Mike Nice, everybody else that tuned in. We appreciate y'all, man.
Shout out to everybody.
Waylon. Word up, everybody.
Word.
Appreciate y'all.
Dusty.
I come get him, man. I come get him. That's my boy, man. You already know. we go out back, smoke a little bit of tweed, it be all good after that. Be calm after that. You dig? Nah, man, but we appreciate y'all rocking out with us.
Definitely.
Another one. Episode 169 in books.
Yes, like, follow, subscribe to us on YouTube. We're there.
Don't forget Grove on Sunday.
Yes.
Definitely. Oh man, listen, got a shameless plug. Grove Hall on Sunday. We are looking forward to sitting down and talking to our good brother, friend of the show. There's not enough adjectives you can use to describe this brother, but the good brother Mitch Herc will be with us, his partner in crime.
Definitely.
Carter over there talking about the Hoop Collaborative, talking about big men in the city as far as, post moves and all that good stuff, which will be a part 2, something we talked about last season. So please check out Grove Hall Sunday. The layup line is $650. Game time 7 o'clock.
7
Until
o'clock.
then, it's been another one. Sparring Minds, baby.
Peace.
Yeah.